Hey, y'all, good morning. Got kids all over the place for this beautiful Friday. Happy Friday. I hope everybody's had a good week. Hey, wanted to send a couple reminders out there. I was just talking about this on the ALC call. I'd like y'all to take a look at what you're doing at your either open houses, what you're doing with those prospects after the open house. And then I would also like y'all to take a look at how are you signing them in? If I'm doing an open house, Linda, what's a good way that I could sign them in?
When we just talked about homeowner AI and having them sign in directly through that
Through a what?
with a QR code
QR code, which is then takes them to what?
to claim their hub, and then you get all their information and they start getting emails from you.
So yeah, are we using paper or are we using tech, y'all? Because you can also, correct me if I'm wrong, you can also put it directly into command. Is that right?
Yes, you can.
Through a QR code sign in?
You can do a QR code sign in, or there's even an open house like back end on the command website where you can make them type in their stuff, um, and it will send them directly into your database too. There's a few different ways to do it in command.
Why would I do that versus sheets of paper? What happens when y'all do it, sign in sheets of paper? Where do those sheets of paper go?
The trash.
Or your car, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
or thrown in a book somewhere you forget.
Same thing with business cards. If you don't have a way to directly get their information into your database, this is a friendly reminder that this is a system thing, that in order for y'all to collect names and information to then develop that into a relationship, you want to make sure you're doing that, right? Because I think oftentimes we get these sign-in sheets or we get business cards, and I'd say they go on the dashboard to melt away in the summer heat. So make sure that y'all are using a system to get people's information into your database, right? And then I was saying this too on the call. There's a lot of y'all holding open houses for builders. And one of the agents was saying a lot of the people coming in are relocation folks, right? People relocating and they're not ready right now. Okay, so if they're not ready right now, what's some things that y'all can offer to provide value to them? Somebody unmute. Nobody?
Well,
Linda?
I guess,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Courtney.
so if they're relocating, I guess more so like you're their Memphis person. So you're kind of like their personal tour guide or travel guide in a sense.
And that's how I would say it. Hey, I'd like to be your personal guide to all things Memphis or all things Hernando or all things South Haven. I know that you're not ready right now to purchase, but to save you time, I would love to sit down with you and talk to you about all the different areas. And where am I going to get the information for all the different areas? Where can y'all go to get information about all the areas in the counties and in your state?
Chat.
And yeah, chat. Oxford ladies, what are y'all really involved in? The chamber.
Chambers.
Correct. So how can y'all go make direct relationships with the chambers so that you can get their information and then you can then send that to, you're providing value, right? So the customer is probably not going to go to the chamber. They're just not thinking about that. So they're just going to go search online. So why don't you say, hey, I know that you're relocating to Hernando. Here is some information provided by the chamber. Do you want to hop on a quick call and go through that? Here's some information. Tennessee has Tennessee report card. I don't know what Mississippi has, but Tennessee has statewide data on schools. And so I'll send them that. Here's greatschools.org. Here is some maps of the area. Here's a crime map. Because you can't talk about crime and you can't tell them that schools are good or bad because that is not allowed in the real estate world. However, I can send them all this information provided by third parties and then they can look into that, right? List reports is another one. I'm gonna say that again. It's list reports. They provide walkability scores. They provide local parks. how can you take a day and just put these in a sheet, and then that way you can connect with the customer and you actually have a follow-up, right? And then I'm going to ask you this, and then we'll get to Good Friday. So once I set up an appointment to help sell the city in whatever cities they're looking at, and I go over that, what's a question I should be asking them if they're moving from a different location? What question should I ask?
Where are they moving? You could possibly help them there.
Okay. And I said this is how I pitched it on ALC call. Where are you moving from? Mr. or Miss Buyer, would it be helpful if I teed you up with 3 interviews for your house? I've got a great network with Keller Williams. I could interview them. I could find a reputable agent that I actually know that sells in your given area. Do you want me to set up some time so that you can interview them and you actually have a reputable agent to sell your home? Why do I do 3?
They feel they are choosing for themselves. It's not me who is choosing the agent for them. And
Yeah,
second,
it's options for them, right? Like, but I'm teeing them up. I'm giving them their time back and teeing them up with 3 agents. And then at that point, it's on the agent, right? To showcase their value proposition. So all that to say, I want to make sure y'all are looking at this from so many different angles because there's a lot of opportunity there. And instead of like thinking of yourself as, a transactional agent and going just for the consult, y'all also are salespeople for the cities and the counties and the areas in which you live, right? And so make sure that y'all have those resources so you can circle back with the client. All right, Good Friday. I am done talking. Somebody unmute yourself. Tell me something good. Personal or professional?
I'll go because I was gonna say we had a good actually my son played baseball this year, so it's personal. And he worked really hard because he was not a natural at it. So he played shortstop and in the playoffs in the playoffs, he got all of the outs in one of the innings. Like he was a part of the play in every out and caught every field ball, which was awesome because he was not good at fielding at the beginning of the year and he worked really hard on it. And then they were tied up in the last inning. So the next they were up to bat. He was first to bat and he got a home run and he won it for their whole team. So it was
Holy
awesome.
cow. That's
I know.
awesome. Was
It
that
was so
last
fun.
night?
It was Tuesday.
Linda, that's so awesome. Scott over here said, dang.
I know. Isn't that cool?
That's so awesome. That
And when
is
I tell
so
you that boy
fun.
would not get in front of that ball and stop it to save his life just a few weeks ago.
I absolutely love
It's so
that.
fun.
Who else? Somebody else unmute. Personal or professional? It's Good Friday. Let's go.
Hey, this is Shaquita. My son graduated from 8th grade Tuesday, so I'm about to be a high school mom.
Oh, Shaquita, I know you're excited for him, and I'm sure your heart is sad. A little bit of both,
Yes,
right?
a little bit of both.
Cherishing those moments. Congratulations to him. That's awesome. Who else? Somebody unmute. Come on.
Hi, I'm
Good
Monique.
morning.
Good morning. I'm Monique. I'm new to KW. I started KW in April. I'm recently obtained my license and I have 3 clients signed contract, 2 buyers, 1 list.
When did you join?
April the 8th, I think.
Okay, Monique. 30 days, 40 days. Well, yeah, about in, and you
Well,
are
I just
crushing
made
it.
30. Leslie just told me I made 30. I made a month.
You are on fire. Congratulations. That is awesome. If you're new, you may want to talk to Monique and figure out what she's doing because she's already got 3 agreements ready to roll. That's awesome. Congratulations on that. Who else?
Good
Somebody else.
morning.
Good morning.
I had a closing yesterday, went well. It's always exciting when you could get it to the closing table. And
Congratulations. That's always exciting when you can move
yes,
the needle
and
forward for
I
everybody.
got a client, a buyer under contract yesterday. We went in 30,000 under list price, and they try to counter back at 310, but we still got it at like 295. So we got 25K off the purchase, the list price basically. So
Amy, you know that makes me so happy.
That's awesome.
Negotiating like a boss.
yeah,
I love it.
so it's under contract officially, so I'm gonna work it up this morning, but like don't be afraid to go in there and write that offer.
Y'all, if it's not multiple offers, do not be afraid to go in and negotiate. Like I love to negotiate. To me, it's like the most fun part of the sales process. If you don't ask, you're not going to get it. And if they get emotional on the other side, if it's been on the market for a long time, the market is not accepting that price point, right? And so it's okay to come in and ask for 30 or 50. You know, look at the comps and let the comps guide you. But yeah, love that, Sammy. Awesome job there. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Congrats on the closing too.
Thank you.
Who else?
I
I
have
need two more.
4
Yes, Roxanne. Good
under,
morning.
good morning. I have 4 under contract,
Woo!
and 3 should close next week.
4 under contract. Congratulations. That is amazing. Where are you finding these folks?
You know, it comes and goes. It's either a flood or it's
A drought.
and of course, one of these buyers I've been working with for over a month trying to find, the right place for them. So, sometimes it takes time, sometimes it goes quick.
Which, you know, I think sometimes when it does take a little bit of time, you get to know them more, right? And then you cherish that
Oh
time
yeah.
too.
Oh
You know, I know
yeah. We're
sometimes
like,
we can get frustrated when we're super busy, but I love I can hear it in your voice how patient you are with them. But that to me it's rewarding, right? And I love that. 4,
they're
congratulations. That
they're
is
younger
awesome.
too. They're younger too, and they want younger buyers want, I think, or have found a relationship. And so we're tight now.
Well, if you're not doing 4, you may want to talk to Roxanne and find out where she's getting this business from. That is awesome. I love that. One more. Somebody wrap me up with one more. One more for Good Friday.
Okay, I'll go, Sarah. This is Ashley.
Hey,
Um,
Ashley. Good morning.
hey, hey. So, I had 3 closings this month, and
Crushing it.
and, um, this is the most I've had in my career. So I closed 18 on my 21. Right now I have 5 pre-approvals, so we're out shopping, and these people came from my sphere, my database, and working it and doing the
I
BTD too.
I am so proud of you. What'd you do to ramp up that much business?
Just stay in touch. Database. That's what I mean. Pick up the phone, the smart plans, the texting. And on this call with Win the Morning, I always pick up something and I create a text message or something and I send it out then. So I stay in the moment with you.
I love it. So taking stuff that we talk about on this call and just sending out a text, letting the customers and or your sphere of influence know what's currently happening to the market at the moment, right? And so, I mean,
Yeah.
that is awesome. I love that. Congratulations. That is, y'all, the market I know is hard. And the reality is it's still full of opportunity, period. Like at every, I say this a lot. I love difficult project because to me a difficult project is a huge opportunity on the upside. So I want to encourage y'all, people are doing deals, let's get in there, y'all go make contacts, go provide value in and outside of the transaction, right? So talking about how do we sell a city, talking about creative financing, making people understand there is always a way if you have the hope and desire to do so. So y'all have a blessed Memorial Day weekend. Please be careful. We are off on Mondays and we will not have this call Monday. We will be firing back up on Tuesday with SEO and GEO going through that playbook together. Y'all make it a good one, make it count. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, everybody.